Okay, so these are a pair of earbuds which are open and they've become pretty popular, and I can understand why. Because they don't go inside your ear canal, so for some people they can be a little bit more comfortable, and they're ideal to be aware of your surroundings because they don't isolate absolutely anything. But they do have a couple of caveats and quite a few things you need to know before you purchase this specific pair from Huawei. So let's get started. First of all, you need to know about the battery life. It has a good battery life. You can get about 7 hours of continuous playing in each earbud. You can get about 5 hours of phone calls, and you can get a total of 24 additional hours with the charging case, which is also compatible with wireless charging, which is a nice touch. If you want to charge it through USB-C, you can charge the whole combo in about an hour. So you get fully powered with quite a few hours of playtime in only an hour. So not bad. Now, what Bluetooth codecs do they have towards what type of music you want to play? Well, you only have SBC and AAC. And you know what? That's okay. I've seen these type of earbuds in other brands, maybe have LDAC, Qualcomm aptics, and honestly, it's useless because these earbuds are not meant to give you clarity or audio quality. They're only there to give you audio because they're not close to your ear canal. They don't go inside. So you do not have isolation to appreciate all the detail inside the music. They're meant for the audio to go outside, and they're actually louder than what you would have in regular earbuds because they're compensating for the fact that they're not inside your ear canal, in case that makes sense for you guys. So each earbud has 17 millimeters times 12 millimeters. It's quite a big driver considering the size of the earbuds. But again, it's meant to be loud because it's further away from your ear canal. Take that into account. These are certified against water and dust, but it's only a low certification. They will resist splashes, they will resist dust, but nothing too extreme. If you get caught up in a strong rain, I would not recommend use these, only maybe a slight drizzle. Also, please do not submerge them. They will not survive, especially the case. The case doesn't have any type of certification, so you also know that as well. The Bluetooth technology on these is also a little bit behind compared to other brands. It's Bluetooth 5.2, so it's not the best you can find on the market, but it's okay. You can use it and it won't be a deal breaker for a lot of people. How do you control these? Well, they have touch controls. The touch controls are in the center, and we'll talk about that in a second. And they're also compatible with the Huawei app, where you can personalize the touch controls, equalize them, and update the firmware as well. Basic things, but a nice touch to have in your pair of earbuds. Now, let's talk about the comfort. What do these feel like when you have them on your ears? These are made of a flexible, stiff rubber is what I could describe them as, and they're pretty comfy. They don't weigh a lot. They won't tire you after long sessions. They're pretty okay in case you want to use them for long sessions. You won't have any issues, but the stem is completely rigid. You cannot modify this or maybe change it a little bit to fit the shape of your ears. And that's very important. I'm not going to tell you why in a couple of seconds. But before we get into that, I want to talk about the touch controls. The touch controls on these are not good. These are not thought well. The touch controls are in the center. And in this type of earbuds, it's very important that the touch controls are on the rear, because here you have support. They're against something rigid, which is your neck, your skull, or the rear part of your ears. I don't know what you want to call that, but not in the center where these are actually flapping all the time. So in case you want to pause, change songs or anything, you have to press against your ear canal, and these flap all the time. It's pretty inaccurate, it's inconvenient, and just simply not practical. So I honestly don't like the touch controls on these pairs. Now, before we talk about the comfort situation, we need to talk about the audio, and you're gonna understand why in a couple of seconds. The audio on these is not bad. I mean, you get okay highs, you get pretty decent mids, and the best thing about them is actually the bass. But the bass is pretty strong, and that's why they have these type of drivers. The volume also can be pretty loud on them. Do take into account if you listen to music on these too loud, people around you might be able to listen to what you're hearing. Not too loud, but yes, maybe a sneak peek in case you're embarrassed of your type of music. Huh? Okay, so if the audio's not bad, why would the shape be that important? Well, it's pretty simple. Left ear, pretty regular, right? Stuck to the ear, not too separated. But my right ear is kind of flappy, like Dumbo, right? So separates from the skull. It's not as snug as this one right here. And that's an issue with these because the closer they are to your ear canal, the better they sound. It doesn't matter that they don't go inside your ear canal, they do have to be close. And that way you will get a better experience. But you're stuck with the shape they have. You can't modify this. It would be nice for them to actually be able just to twist. Other brands have done this, like for example Soundpeats, which changed this plastic for something completely rigid and lets you twist the stem so they adapt to your interior. And that gives you a way better experience because the closer they are, the better they sound. And that actually means that in my left ear, I get better quality audio than on my right ear. So that might be an issue for some people. Whether they fit you or not, depends absolutely up to you. This is not a size fits all. This is a size maybe fits you. That's how I could actually describe them. And now you understand why this shape in this material might be an issue. Now, another issue I would add to them is actually the price. Right now, I think they have a pre-sale in the official Huawei store where it's okay if you buy them because you can get a surprise gift like maybe a phone or a laptop depending where you live. I live in Mexico City. This might not be available in the US, but check the official Huawei store. If that's the case, well, they might be worth your while because sometimes the gifts are more expensive than the actual earbuds. That's the situation here in Mexico. But if not, the regular price is going to be about $110. And for that price, you can find other options in the market that do comply with better things. For example, touch controls on the rear stem, and the most important one, that you can actually adapt the shape and get better audio. So that's making them pretty hard to recommend for me. And I mostly like Huawei products. I'm actually a big fan of their wearables, watches, and all that type of things. But these are quite hard to recommend, and now you know why. Okay, if you're new around here, I hope you liked the video, was useful for you. Also, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, it always helps us out quite a bit. And maybe check out this video over here, which I think you might like as well.